So talking about nama-rupa, name and form, and consciousness, which is vijnana, we can ask ourselves, why is it that in the suttas, in the early teachings of the Buddha, these two things are treated separately, whereas these days many meditation teachers and scholars as well in Theravada, they just talk about two things: rupa dhamma, nama dhamma, material and mental phenomena. Rupa dham, nama dham is a term that we hear all the time. Various meditation teachers in Asia have developed meditation practices, techniques which emphasize the contemplation, focusing on these two qualities, the material and the mental ones, and then separating these two things. So why is it that there seems to be a difference between this way of talking about it, which is quite practical and easy to follow, and what we find in the early teachings of the Buddha, where the Buddha actually talks about three things: rupa, the material form; nama, which literally means name, but it refers to various mental processes like contact, intention, which is cetana, attention, which is manasikara, and feeling, vedana, perception, sanya, mental formations, sankhara. All these things together are referred to as nama, or name. And then the third aspect, which stands apart from those previously mentioned two, is vijnana, or consciousness. So why is it? Why does it have to be separated like that? Well, I think the reason is that the way the Buddha describes the structure of our existence and the way that our experience is constituted, and also in the context of dependent origination, or paticca-samuppada, the way that our experience is regenerated and continues into the future. In all this, the fifth factor, the fifth khandha, namely consciousness, plays a prominent role, a special role. And there is one teaching of the Buddha where he says, as long as there is nama-rupa, name and form, together with consciousness, or vijnana, there is a living situation, an experience, a disclosure of an experience of a human being or any living being, and there is an opportunity for an experience to take place. And as long as these two things occur together, nama-rupa and vijnana, then the round of samsara and the vata samsara continues and goes on and on and on. And in another place he defines it in such a way, he uses a simile. It's like two bundles of straw leaning against each other, and one side is nama-rupa, name and form, the material and mental qualities, and the other side is vijnana, or consciousness, that is the awareness, just the knowing of the other four khandha, or aggregates. So there is the knowing and the known, and these two things depend on each other, and consciousness will continue to be reborn and continue to arise in a new existence, as long as it gets a footing, a grounding in the other four khandhas. And the reason why it gets a grounding, a footing, it can take root in those four khandhas, say at the moment of a new birth, a rebirth, is because there is craving and attachment. There is this sense of grasping or upadana, and because of that, new states of becoming and birth, bhava and jati, can occur in the future. So I think that is why the fifth khandha, the fifth aggregate of consciousness, is singled out and has a special role to play. So we can understand why the Buddha defined it like this, even though, as I said, these days most meditation teachers will just talk about two aspects of our experience, rupatam, namatam, material and mental qualities, which is a bit, we could say, oversimplified or redefined, but we can put it in the proper perspective like this.